Yeah,
what is that? What is that a response? No, what's that a response to?
Have a point,
I'm asking,
and Mel
what is that a response to?
I'm not allowing you to do that to me today. What I'm telling you is that through the course.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode. Please like the video and subscribe. Our target is only 1,000 likes. On a recent episode of the Budden podcast, they talked about the backlash one of the co-hosts faced online, that is Melissa Ford. So apparently she was supposed to give a speech to Harvard students. Apparently it didn't happen because she was a vixen in the past. So one person online tweeted, "It's not trying to control your body or control you. You can do whatever you want, but that doesn't mean I have to agree that your brand aligns with mine. If you did things, or have content out that's not aligned with their brand, why would they want to look like they support that? We all subjected to consequences of our own actions." You see, the thing is, I understand Harvard is an institution and it's dealing with students. From that perspective, you totally understand where they're coming from. Then we have Melissa Ford's perspective. She's been a video vixen. She's been in the entertainment industry basically and been successful. My thinking is sometimes not everything fits. We will not be accepted everywhere. The same way not all parents will want entertainers giving talks in schools is the same way a Harvard professor would rarely be giving speeches in entertainment events. But this does not mean that an entertainer would not add value to students. At the same time, it does not mean that a Harvard professor would not add value talking to entertainers. What I'm trying to say is I totally understand both sides. I totally understand what Harvard did and I totally understand Melissa Ford's feelings. The thing is, Melissa Ford can still talk to Harvard students without going to Harvard. The Joe Budden podcast has listeners globally.
So now this is where we are in today's women.
The women of yesteryear.
Whether we got there through adaptation, whether we got there through evolution, the women of today and the women of 30 and 40 years ago are different women. Biologically.
And you don't
not biological.
That's evolution is biological.
I feel like it was a conscious decision.
Well, it's still.
Why do women become attached after they have sex?
No. Here's the
every woman don't become attached after they have sex.
Why do women release oxytocin in their brain when they have sex with a man? It's because our biology is different. You know when men release that hormone? When they bond with their children. Not when they have sex with a woman. Not when they spend years with a woman. Not when they walk down the aisle. Women do.
Oh, I want you
Why? It's because our brains are different.
But also in addition to this, men's lives have not generally changed. For women, decade upon decade, year by year by year, things have evolved for us in a way that you guys have not had to experience.
That's not true.
Mel, you are wrong.
You're saying that to black men.
No, she's wrong, period.
That's not true.
Mel is wrong. I want us to understand that in these conversations, we have to be open to everybody's experience. The same way we are just saying that women have been forced, I'm agreeing with you. Society has forced women to evolve and adapt through a bunch of different circumstances that have taken place. Whether single parent households, whether a higher cost of living, all of these things have forced women to adapt and evolve. Yes. We are all agreeing with that. Y'all have to now open your minds up to see that society has done the same thing for men. Y'all call niggas the new bitches.
Yeah.
That's an evolution and an adaptation, Mel.
It's like a role reversal.
Hold, stop. You said men haven't had to adapt or evolve.
No. I was about to. No.
Go ahead.
Now hold on one second here. You got to chill out for a second because I was about to ask you a question. Okay, I'm not about to stomp all over. Hold on. I'm not about to stomp all over what you're saying. I'm about to ask you a question about what you just said about men being the new bitches. What process in evolution is that for y'all?
And this is what.
Not y'all. The men.
I don't know what.
Why was that was it a conscious choice to become betas? Or to become less manly or whatever the case is? What is
there's actually
what is that response from?
Discounted is back on the table.
What is that a response to? What's that a response to?
Have a point.
I'm asking, what is that a response to?
I'm not allowing you to do that to me today. What I'm telling you is that through the course of history, men and women have both evolved. We are all 6-7 men in here that have agreed with you that evolution and adaptation have taken place. I want you to agree with us that has been the same for men, not what caused it, because again, it could be a bunch of things that could have caused it. That's not the relevant piece here. The relevant piece here that a change has occurred in men and women.
Your focus.
Yeah, that's true.
When you give your example, you gave a negative.
I gave one that all of us can agree with.
1 second.
You gave a negative, quote unquote, example of women adapting to certain circumstances about ever-changing society. Hold on one second. Just hold on one second.
No, because you lying. I didn't do that.
Well, what was negative?
What was the negative example? Stop, Joe. What was the negative example that I gave?
Single family, single woman households, having to raise kids. That's all I'm saying.
I said the higher cost of standard of living in the country.
Yes, okay.
That's not negative, Mel.
Okay.
Inflation is a real thing.
No, I'm not saying that. That's not where I'm going with this.
You're weaponizing the woman shit. Go ahead.
I'm not.
How is she weaponizing?
Because she said he gave a negative example of female adaptation.
I want to. Okay, all right. So then let me give the alternative to what it is that you are giving an example of. The alternative is when it comes to women who you say are disregarding and discounting the choice to have families and children. These are women who are now the first time in history able to, in their professional lives, be on par and on level with their male counterparts. Be the CEOs and the heads of and titans of industries and CEOs and Fortune 500 companies. This is important. This is the first time in history in which this was an opportunity given to women. And there's some women that feel like this is the choice that I would like to make, where society has always dictated a woman's worth is directly correlated to her creating progeny. This is where women say, nope, I am not that woman. I'm making my own personal individual choice to pursue my career goals because that is the human being that I am, and I'm not going to kowtow to society's patriarchal standards of what is my worth in this life.
Again, I feel like
that had nothing to do with our conversation.
It actually did. It really did.
No, the conversation was, Ashanti said that women have a biological want to nurture and caretake, and I said that women of today have evolved and adapted, a lot of them, beyond that, and that's the only reason I brought up the career versus family thing. That's the only reason I brought that up, to address her point, which is a conscious and deliberate choice, like you just said, to forego the family life for the career life.
I will say it's a conscious choice, but I will say it's also not an easy choice for a lot of women.
I didn't say
it's also not an easy choice for a lot of women.
I agree with you.
To have to be independent and to have to, strive. I mean, like, it's not, I don't mean it in a sense of like women are like, oh my God, I have to go out in the field and make money. But I will say if you gave a lot of women the choice of family and children and the quote unquote soft life versus the grind culture, a lot of women would choose to be mothers. A lot of women would choose to be wives.
And there's a lot that'll choose the other side though.
There's a lot that will choose the other side, but my point is
that's
those
not
women
men
are going
running around
against their
screaming
nature.
soft life.
I think
we're not doing that.
I'm
true.
agreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Here's the thing: I don't think up until a certain point, nobody gave a fuck what a woman actually thought or felt.
There was
no one cared. Everyone just made the assumption that women are supposed to be mothers, be wives, create progeny. That's it. So everything else that you do is extra. It's whipped cream and cherries on top of the fucking cake.
I agree with that.
But the fact is that women now are able to be vocal about what their choices are, what their individual choices are. And that's why I always say that phrase that you guys make fun of, that we are not a monolith, because there actually are women out there that are like, I never wanted kids. It's not foregoing. True. I truly never wanted to. Or there's women who can't have them, and they're like, you know what? These are the cards that I was dealt, so let me do something else with my life. Sure. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, to try to make a statistic out of which women were forced to adapt because of changing circumstances versus the women that are like, those circumstances never really actually applied to me. I'm just moving and shaking as I want to do. It's almost impossible to do so.
Agreed. The same way you can't make a statistic on how many men hate women.
And that's why I didn't even try.
But you said there's a large percentage of men. You said it. That is what you said. And I said, Mel, give us a percentage.
There's no way, and I told you the reasons why there's no possible way that I'd be able to give a number.
So you can't say there's a large percentage.
Listen, am strictly basing that off the fact that Melissa Ford has lived in multiple places, who has a global community of friends all over the world. And when I speak to these women of different races, of different ages, of different nationalities, of different cultures, we all, a significant portion of us, have come to the same conclusions. And that is all that I am basing it off of. I cannot speak for all of womankind, and I cannot base these judgments.
Can I ask you one question?
Just 1 second. Let me just wrap this up. I cannot base all of what I am saying and place this at the feet of every single man, nor will I ever want to do so. But the fact of the matter is that this is something that a lot of women encounter.
Let me just ask one question when she's done.
Go ahead.
With all that you just said, how can you still say that's a large percentage of men?
Because if every man you come across proves to you that your only value is whether or not he can fucking masturbate inside of you, then yeah, you're going to come to that conclusion that men don't see you as anything other than a sexual object.
And to add to that, I'm glad that you said that. That is exactly what you're doing. You are putting it at the foot of men's doors when you conclude from your large population that you can't quite quantify how you got there.
Don't scrub your face.
When you conclude that and say it to men.
Yeah.
You saying, stop. You went on that whole long monologue. When you do all of that, and then say to men in real life, hey, mad of y'all niggas only want to fuck us. No, you are putting it at the foot.
No.
You're putting it right at our doorstep.
Hold on 1 second.
You're dropping the baby off the firehouse.
No. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I like your analogy.
That was a good
but no, not in this case. I have no choice but to do that because of where I am constantly. I come every week to a workplace that is male dominated. So I am talking to you guys. And for the most part, what we hope to get from conversations like this is we hope to reach a middle ground and some kind of sense of agreement of, we're all fucked up.
Yeah,
Men, women, hold on, just 1 second.
Let me take it. I'm throwing it to you.
We're all super fucked up. We all have our flaws and whatever the case is. But when we had that whole conversation about sexual assault and shit like that, just wait. I have a point.
Sexual. I don't know if I was here. I might not.
You weren't here for that. You weren't here for that.
I wasn't.
No, you weren't here for that. You weren't here for it.
And what does that culminate down to? Sexual assault?
No. I'm moving away from this, but there was a point that I made, one specific point. I said, every woman knows a woman who's been sexually assaulted, but no man knows a rapist. And the reality of the situation is that when I bring these subjects up, it's not to say that every man is guilty of the crime in which I'm talking about, but a lot of times men will not kind of, how should I phrase it? Acknowledge the bad behavior of their counterparts in order to kind of understand, not understand, but just not commiserate. That's the wrong word, but I'll find another word for it later. But also just kind of understand.
To identify with.
I thank you very much.
To
identify with what women are talking about. When I say, I'm not laying it down at your feet, but it doesn't do anything to you for you to acknowledge that there is a point being made and that there actually are men like the ones that we are describing.
True.
That was our very first response to, hey, most men only want to fuck us and don't like us. What most of us said at the top of that was, hey, we're not negating that. We know that those men exist. But what real life men in your face that y'all work with and hang out with are saying to you is, hey, dog, some of that is a slap in the face to black men that's working with you and never tried to fuck nobody.
But Joe, why are you making it a black man thing?
It ain't even a black man.
I feel like this is just a men thing.
It's a man thing.
Why are men nice to you? They feel like they could fuck you, or they already did.
All right, I can't. Well, all right.
That's not
Shanti,
true.
I'm telling you.
But here's
the thing. But here's the thing.
But wait, because let me finish. Y'all interrupted me. How do y'all make that point? Sitting with men that see value in y'all outside of your vagina.
That was going to be my question. I was just going to say, Mel, you sit with one, two,
you were,
but I literally just said that. I literally just said that you can agree with me that I am right to the point where I'm talking about counterparts of yours, but not laying it directly at your feet, accusing you of the same thing.
Well, there's no
not
debate
all
of
men
what
troll.
niggas exist.
Of course. We started. He started with saying we know
y'all
niggas like
need
that
to
exist.
speak like that.
No,
our point is y'all need to speak like
again,
that.
the same way we just agree. I agree with everything you said sitting on this couch
Yeah.
thus far, except for one thing.
What didn't you agree with?
The shit about the fucking. I didn't agree with that.
But
piece.
hold on,
Everything else I've agreed with you thus far.
But also-
and I've been open to receiving it.
But hold on. And the other thing that you just said right now is that I'm sitting around and routinely sit around men who are not trying to fuck me, that we work together, etc., and that you have, respect for me. But any time I have ever brought up my interaction with other men, you guys have looked at me with the, come on, Mel. You don't see, you don't get that he wasn't, that his intention was just da-da-da-da-da and this, that, the other. You guys have made me feel like on more than one occasion, I can't even count how many times, that my perception of the way that I've interacted with a man, that I was a fool because his intention towards me was basically just wanted to fuck you. So I had said whatever I had to say. I did whatever I had to do because that was the ultimate and only goal. That is the way that you guys have made me feel about some of the stories that I've presented to you. Mm-hmm. And I walk away from that feeling like complete and total shit, to be honest with you, because what that also says to me is that I lack discernment in how to choose the men that I deal with, and I choose men that are not capable of seeing my worth. However, you can see my worth, 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 and without a desire to fuck me.
Time out. And what I started off with to you was, once a man in search of the pussy starts to talk to you, starts to laugh with you, starts to learn from you, and starts to interact with you on a wider scale, he now sees way more value in you than just the physical things that you presented upon your inception.
Okay.
I said that.
Oh, yes.
So when I meet you in Target, I'm trying to fuck you. When I meet you in church, I'm trying to fuck you.
Yes.
When I meet you in the schools, anywhere, I'm trying to fuck you. I don't know anything else about you other than how you look. Now it's up to the woman now to present herself in another way that is more. It's the same thing when a nigga, you might have liked a nigga and he talked his way out the pussy.
That's a fact. A lot of
He talked his way out the pussy. It's the same thing in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to fuck you, but now I don't only want to fuck you. I like talking to you. I want to call you and tell you how my boss pissed me off today. I want to tell you about what happened and everything that's going on in my world. I want to talk to you and let you know more about me.
Okay. So then can I? So then
yeah, fuck out here.
Stay right there. Stay right there.
Don't use its terms on it.
Hey, listen. Let me tell you something. 1 second here. Okay.
1 second here. Yeah.
No. Stay right there. And number two, you.
I'm still getting it.
You.
He did all that, and I'm still.
I'm not getting it.
Spicy Mel to him.
You mute the fuck up.
Stacey Ladisol.
Wait 1 second. 1 second. You stay right there. No, we not beefing, but stay right there.
Hold on. Attack me first.
No. I'm just gonna say, narrative. That's your pit bull. That is how you act. Oh, I'm so glad Ish is back. Oh,
yeah, because
I love it.
That's true.
You're his King Corso. Yes, thank you.
Stop calling me another man's dog, Mel.
I don't mean it like that. I don't mean it like that. But you understand what I used to. Thank you. Narrative. Because he agrees with me.
Do I get to reply to this?
No.
Oh.
No.
Anyways, mute up for a second. Okay, so here we are. So going back to what you're saying, how the initial desire is to fuck you, but then as time goes on, he starts to learn. So he starts to place a lot more value into this human being. I'm just going to go back to one particular situation, and then I'm going to get the fuck off of it. When I talked about the guy that I was dating,
I knew it.
Because
in London.
How about your mom?
Because it is that is a perfect example.
No, you're not gonna win.
Why?
No, let her finish.
Let her finish. Don't interrupt women.
Warm the oven up.
Oh God!
I'm telling you,
why?
Mel, open the bakery now.
Literally.
Open the Mel.
You know what? Let me tell you something. I am going to lace all y'all's drinks with fucking edibles. Y'all need